This moose belongs to me. Written and illustrated by Oliver Jeffers. Wilfred owned a moose. He hadn't always owned a moose. The moose came to him a while ago and he just knew that it was meant to be his. He thought he would call him Marcel. He began following Marcel, explaining the rules of how to be a good pet.
And number 3 is going to be that.
Much of the time, it seemed as though the moose wasn't listening, but Wilfred knew he was, mostly because he followed Rule 4 very well. Rule 4,
not making too much noise while Wilfred is playing his record collection.
Sometimes the moose wasn't a very good pet. He generally ignored Rule 7.
Rule 7, going whichever way Wilfred wants to go.
The moose had a very good sense of direction, and Wilfred did not. And because the moose was particularly poor on Rule 7, subsection B,
maintaining a certain proximity to home,
Wilfred quickly learned to bring some string along on their outings so he could find his way back again. Sometimes the moose was an excellent pet. He had no trouble with Rule 11.
Rule 11, providing shelter from the rain.
Or Rule 16.
Rule 16, knocking down things that are out of Wilfred's reach. Oh man, good work!
One day, as Wilfred discussed their plans for the coming year on a particularly long walk, he made a terrible discovery.
And then we can go surfing and...
Someone else thought she owned the moose.
Oh, Rodrigo, you're back!
Wilfred was dumbstruck. This moose was Marcel, not Rodrigo. The old lady was mistaken, and Wilfred thought it only proper that he correct her.
This moose belongs to me.
He explained. And to prove it, he called Marcel.
Heel, Marcel. Over here, Marcel.
But the moose did not respond. He seemed more interested in the old lady.
Oh, good Rodrigo. Here you go, boy. Fine!
Oh, embarrassed and enraged, Wilfred rushed off for home. Ugh! But in his haste, and miles from anywhere, he tripped over his string and got tangled up. And there he lay.
Well, great. This is just perfect.
Wilfred was beginning to get a little worried. It was getting late, and the monsters would be out soon. He had just ruled out the last of his options.
Oh, man. What am I going to do?
When along came the moose and performed Rule 73 brilliantly.
Rule 73, rescuing your owner from a perilous situation. Thanks, buddy.
All was forgiven, and perhaps, Wilfred admitted, he never really owned the moose anyway. With that in mind, he and the moose reached a compromise. The moose would agree to all of Wilfred's rules whenever it suited him.
Hey, where are you going?
Oh, Dominique, you're back, and you brought me an apple. Oh, you are sweet moose. The end.